So what this is kind of the outline of trans issues going to be going forward for all countries, and at least all Western countries influenced by conservative leaning factions like the UK, like the US. Hold on. Here we go. So, the U.S. House passes bill that would require parental consent before a public or elementary school can update its students' pronouns, gender markers, or preferred name on records in order to receive federal funding from the government. 8 Democrats broke ranks with their party to support the bill. Every single one of these Democrats is a traitor to trans people. Every single one of them. We are not a part. Like, Democrats are not a opposition party. They absolutely should have all voted no for this. The fact that 8 of them voted yes, completely fucking pathetic. Project 25 is almost done. It's not almost done. It's just getting started. Trans people are not. I have a question. Have you taken HRT? Yep. This is completely fucking ridiculous. Also, I need to follow this account. I forgot to, because trans people are at a point in their life or in media space right now where they are being attacked more than any other group, or pretty much any other disenfranchised group, because you're never going to get America to go back to systemic racism. Nowhere ever will be. Well, maybe Britain. Sexism, kind of on the uptick. Transphobia and homophobia, holy shit. Oh my god. Homophobia is at and transphobia is at an all-time high. I am more than disappointed at this, that not a single Democrat voted against this. The world is so scary right now. It is. Really, it is. On top of that, trans students are made to use outdoor porta potties as new bill signed in South Carolina. The 3 students in North Carolina that are trans. The 3. This is by far some of the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Targeted attacks on individuals we've seen in a very long time. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster, who's a pedophile, signed Bill 4756, a privacy law that allows students or schools to treat outdoor porta potties as an acceptable single occupancy toilet option for trans students if no indoor single-use bathroom is available. The Campaign for Southern Equality warned that in an Instagram post, the measure could make going to the toilet difficult and even dangerous for trans and non-binary young people. You're a trans kid, right? Let's say you're a trans kid and you try to go to the bathroom. Instantly, you're a target for homophobic bullying and assault. And children will die from this. Children will die for this. Unironically, children will die from this. Because you're isolating these students outside of a school, outside of supervision from the teachers. What do you think that's going to happen? This is to make children feel so afraid of being themselves that they are not able to be out of the closet. I'm dating someone who's FTM. Recently came out to his father. He's been on T for about a year. But his insurance only allows him to get the gel. He's in constant worry about what's going to happen because he's been hearing about what's been happening in Kansas, I believe it was. Kansas is rough. Beyond toilets and changing rooms, the law also dictates sleeping arrangements on campus for school-sponsored overnight trips. It says students cannot be required to share sleeping quarters with members of the opposite sex unless they are family members. Schools and institutions have until the start of 26-27 academic year to implement the requiring. Those fail to do so could end up with a 25% cut in school funding. Wait, I'm not trans. Should I turn stream off? No, Envush. And of course, Nancy Mace backs this because she's a garbage human being. A bill will do nothing but make our schools safer, rather than make using the bathroom a difficult and even dangerous experience for trans and non-binary youth who are extremely likely to be bullied and harassed when using the bathrooms. Yep, they just want children to be attacked and assaulted. They literally want children to be pushed to the brink of mental fortitude and go back into the closet. The bill, titled South Carolina Student Privacy Act, requires multi-person bathrooms, locker rooms, and changing facilities at K through 12 schools or public colleges. Public colleges, by the way, grown adults, is Biological sex are observed or verified at birth, according to ABC Columbia. And then on top of that, sorry, I keep on like pausing because this fucking moron. I banned this idiot in TikTok chat, and he's come back like 3 times, and I don't know how they keep coming back unless they have multiple accounts and they keep swapping between them, which is pathetic. Anyways, on top of that, you can't even call other countries because trans spaces can be barred from, or trans people can be barred from gendered spaces in EHRC's updated draft code. Following April 2025 Supreme Court ruling, Equality Act 20210, sex referred to biological sex, EHRC's guidelines have been updated. The draft code's aim is to give organizations clear guidance on everyday situations. The Equality Act enshrines our rights in law so people can live free from discrimination and harassment. Our focus has always been to make sure organizations have clear, accessible guidance on how to implement the law. I thank EHRC for their work of updating the draft code for practice and look forward to continuing to work with them to ensure people's rights are upheld around the country. Both sex and gender reassignment are listed protected characteristics in the code. Its definition for a trans person is person who has the protected characteristics of gender reassignment. It also gives guidelines to gender-based sports, saying trans people should not be included in single-sex or separate-sex competitions with the sex they identify. So, you could ban people from... Or here, it says that associations can restrict entry to those who share the protected characteristics. And sorry, I meant to say other states, but this is in other countries. So I meant to, but I said other countries. This basically lets if someone could just accuse you of being trans, and then a private institution or like a business could kick you out for it. They could say, no, we're not going to service you. Am I the only one wrong greedily Am I the one in the wrong for greedily claiming every trans in the world? What does that mean? Stonewall said in response to the updated draft code today, the Equality and Human Rights Commission long-awaited code of practice and service to public affections. Updated code is 340 pages long. We, along with the duty bearers, need time to read to digest it fully, understand how services, public function associations can be inclusive in time with the law. Oh wait, no, this is in the UK. Yeah. Sorry. I read Supreme Court. But no, yeah, this is in the UK. Why am I being I'm so sorry. I'm out of it today. For Stonewall, trans plus inclusion is fundamental to our vision of the world where everyone has equal rights. The Equality Act in 2010 exists to protect people from discrimination and enabling us all to live our lives freely and fully. The world is more polarized and hostile than ever. We need a clear vision of equality in the UK and a roadmap to get there. We will work with partners across business, civil society, and parliament and beyond to ensure every single LGBTQ plus person is protected in treatment under the law. This law and this updated code fundamentally changes how trans people will be treated in the UK. They will be kicked out of spaces. Even looking quote unquote trans, or someone says, oh, you're trans. Like you could go into somewhere, say, hey, this person's trans, and they could kick that person out, even if they're not trans. I thought you being trans, like, well, straight still, no disrespect whatsoever. Sorry, Bill, bye-bye, banned. My girlfriend is trans femme, and I'm a gender fluid lesbian. I love her so much. Good for you. It's clear that there must be a toilet changing. For example, if a trans person could use their organizations or do the guidelines and their own decisions, it says that service providers should consider whether there's suitable alternative service for the trans person to use. In the case of services which are necessarily for everybody, such as toilets, very unlikely to propriate. Proportionate to put a trans person in a position where there is no service they're likely allowed to use. It doesn't matter. They are now legally protected to discriminate against trans people in the UK. It doesn't end. Non-stop, trans people are getting attacked on every single front. Oh, also, Colorado Supreme Court rules provider must convince or continue care for trans youth and sue Trump instead, which is the only good thing that's happened recently. Obviously, that's in Colorado, but why is Let's Go Brandon trending? History rhymes, people. History rhymes. It's bad here too, but I live in Colorado, which feels like it's the last trans bastion. Dylan, also, I mean, Colorado, yeah, like I was just saying, Colorado Supreme Court trans. Yeah. Colorado Supreme Court orders Children's Hospital to resume gender-affirming care for minors. Colorado Supreme Court has ordered Colorado's largest provider of gender-affirming care for young people to resume medical treatments like puberty blockers, hormone therapy, despite threats to providing the care could lead to losing federal funding. World is so messed up. I don't know why people can't just let trans people live, because they need an enemy. It's literally this. Kansas or Kentucky people are being forced to hand in their IDs if they're transitioning. Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't understand the sudden shift. Does another brick to be thrown? What do you mean? I'm confused. There was a comment on one of my videos that reminds me of this, but I'll pull it up here in just a second. Children's Hospital Colorado suspended medical treatments for transgender patients under 18 in January after it said the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services opened an investigation into treatments following a series of clashes between Donald Trump and advocates over transgender health care for children. The hospital said in statements reviewing Monday's court ruling and considering the next step, Pridley said it would continue to provide mental health treatment for minors and medical treatment for patients aged 18 to 21. For transgender girls ranging 10 to 17 sued the hospital, though their parents alleging the hospital is violating state's anti-discrimination law by refusing to provide them treatment or both because of their gender identity and disability, gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria is a distress. Yeah, we know what gender dysphoria is. And in dissent, Justin Bryan Boatwright said the hospital didn't make its decision to stop the case because of the gender identity of the patient. It was a decision driven by the direct threat to viability of the entire hospital. True! Colorado Hospital's True Center, which focuses on gender-affirming care, is one of the largest programs in the country and only comprehensive care center in the Rocky Mountain area. Yeah. This is, you need to protect yourselves if you're trans. Like, unironically, like, this is, again, why I say you should own a gun. Because shit like this is going to keep happening. Trans people will keep on getting attacked, and the government does not want to protect you. Not a single goddamn police officer wants to protect a trans person. Maybe a couple out there, but as an institution, they don't. They don't care about you. Why would they? They're like, a lot of police officers are racist anyways and sexist anyways. They're and homophobic. Black trans women face some of the most harshest abuse from police on average. Where is the comment I wanted to bring up? Yeah, it was in the Obsessed With Us video. We're not obsessed with trans people. Most Republicans believe you should be whatever you want. The problem lies with only two places. The first is giving hormone blockers to children, which we've been doing since the 80s, by the way, which should be felony and child abuse. The second is letting trans women into female spaces, which has been happening forever, and cis women are completely okay with trans women in their spaces. This negates women's rights as well, exposes those spaces to sexual predators who abuse it. Besides that, go crazy with your trans stuff. No one cares if no harm is being done. Obviously, people care. On top of all this, the brick thing is referred to Marsha P. Johnson's story, resisting police authority over trans rights. Yeah. Not to mention, where to put you in the alleys. A lot of police officers just don't care about people in general. Yeah. They don't know where to put you in the AILS. Oh, in the jails. You didn't. No, trans women are going to be placed in men's prisons. Can't say with the J. No, trans women are absolutely going to be placed into men's prisons so they raped. And they're under new federal guidelines. Trans women and trans people in general in the prison system have to be put through conversion therapy, which is obviously not good. We've known conversion therapy has been bad for a while, and that's why people like what's his name? What's that fucking piece of shit's name? Gaming for Hope, when he's like, oh, I didn't know conversion therapy was that bad. He knew. He's a stupid fucking moron, and he knew. Nobody doesn't know what conversion therapy is. It's wild. That makes it even more weird to call emergent services. Yeah, nobody wants to call emergency services. This is why black people don't call emergency services on average. They call emergency services on average less, which then increases because of the way that they're treated by the police officers, which makes, unfortunately, a lot of crime worse. Granted, police aren't a solution to any sort of crime. I think person who created conversion therapy was in the closet. Oh, the irony. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Conversion therapy only heightens the chance of unalive rates. No, I mean, yeah, it's been proven over and over and over again that suicide rates spike with conversion therapy. What do you want? Kitty on the lap, by the way, chat. Giving her lots of pets today. You remember, you gotta hate every single one of these people. All these pieces of shit. They're all garbage. All these fucking garbage fucking pieces of shit. Republicans fucking hate you, and you gotta hate them back even more. Because if you don't, this shit will never stop. And Democrats are completely complicit in it. That's why I brought up the vote difference, because they don't care. There are a few Democrats out there that will stand up for trans people, but I promise you a majority of them do not give a shit. And there was 8 Democrats, and not the fact that not every single one of them is being called out and criticized by their colleagues is completely disgusting. Voting in favor of transphobic legislation is disgusting. Thank you for the heart, me, Dylan. And it should completely bar you from office. If you're fucking hate these pieces of shit, man. What a yawn.